If you're someone who loves Disney history, you won't want to miss our top picks for history buffs on Disney Plus.
So hit that subscribe button and stay tuned.
Hey guys, it's Kayla.
And I'm Mark Allen.
And this is Himpily Ever After. Here we talk about all things Disney, and today it is Dream It and Do It. This is where we give you some tips on how to bring a little bit of Disney magic into your home. And today we are talking about Disney Plus.
There are so many amazing documentaries on Disney Plus, especially when it comes to about the history behind the theme parks and the behind the scenes of Disney films.
We are going to share our top 5 shows for history buffs, and make sure you stick around to the end because we're going to share with you our top picks that are on our next watch list. So let's get started. The first one that we want to talk about is Howard. So this is actually a pretty new show on Disney Plus, and we just watched it the other day, and it was pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot. It basically tells the story of Howard Ashman and kind of his journey from coming up as a lyricist for music theater and then transitioning to the Walt Disney Company to make movies such as Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and The Little Mermaid were, I think, his big 3 that he did.
Now, this documentary does really focus on the start of Howard's career, but also, unfortunately, how his life just ended so quickly and too soon. And it also really shows you how he really influenced composers like Alan Menken to really bring home some of these huge Disney films.
And a kind of a fun fact, I won't give away the whole story of it, but he was actually the one who did Little Shop of Horrors, which me as a music theater, like theater in general background person, that was kind of a fun fact to learn about. So definitely would recommend. A really great documentary to watch.
The second show that we're going to be talking about is Imagineering Story. And if you are a theme park fan like I am, you have to watch this. Imagineering Story takes you behind the scenes of all the Disney parks and even does all the history from when it was Wet Enterprises to even current times and some of the projects that they're working on now.
This is a 6-part series, and it's kind of cool because each episode almost focuses on a different Disney park or a different era in Disney history. And so it was really just kind of cool to learn about how the roots of what like Disneyland, how that started and how that influenced kind of the rest of the Disney parks and even some of the projects that they're working on today. This is for sure one of my favorite documentary series, and I would highly recommend watching it more than once. You kind of pick up on little things along the way that you missed the first time around. So it's definitely a great one for the whole family. All right, and the third docu-series that we want to talk about is my absolute favorite right now, and that is Into the Unknown, The Making of Frozen 2. Oh my word, this is such a good documentary series. I was so hooked the whole time. This is a 6-part series, and they basically kind of go through the kind of like second half or like towards the end part of making the movie of Frozen. It was really interesting to see all of the different like roles that there are and how many animators that they have and just how many people work on this movie. They kind of really touch a lot on the different aspects of what it takes to actually make a animated film.
It's also really cool to see the choices and the meaning behind those choices with everything such as the music that they chose, the costumes, colors, and even names of characters. I also highly recommend watching Frozen 2 after you watch this docuseries because it brings on a whole new meaning and perspective and you notice so many more hidden details. The fourth docuseries we are going to be talking about is Prop Culture. And this is a 8-part series hosted by Dan Lanigan, and he takes you all over the country to meet different people, to meet different actors, and shows you all of these different props from Disney movies and also some other fun movies along the way.
I personally found this show to be really interesting. My background is in costume design, and so I have a lot of kind of hands in that kind of behind the scenes prop costume culture of like theater and movies and things like that. And so it was really kind of fun to see how he would take some of the props or artifacts, I guess you could call them, and he would bring them to the actors who used them or the designers who made them, and it was just super cool to see their faces light up and kind of reminiscing about like their memories when they were making the movies. So that was definitely a really cool aspect of that show that I personally really enjoyed.
If you are a fan of classic Disney movies, the first episode will definitely get you, but all of them are for sure worth a watch.
All right, and our fifth must-watch movie or docuseries or whatever you want to call it is not actually a documentary, but I still want to include it on this list because I think it does still have some really important meaning to the background of Disney, and that is the movie Saving Mr. Banks. Y'all, this movie is so good. It's a fictional retelling of the making of Mary Poppins. So it has characters like Walt Disney and the author of Mary Poppins, P.L. Travers, and it kind of goes through their relationship and story of how that movie was made. And it was kind of interesting because the author herself, she wasn't really a fan of Disney making this movie, and she wasn't really crazy about how it turned out. But it was cool too to see how, from Walt's perspective, what that movie meant to him and how he really tried to portray the meaning that it was going to create to viewers for the author herself.
The acting and the music are both spectacular in this movie, and I highly recommend sitting down and watching this with the entire family.
Before we get into our bonus shows to watch that are on our next watch list, be sure to leave down in the comments below what your favorite documentaries or docuseries are on Disney Plus right now in the comments below. The first one that we really want to watch next is Disney Insiders. So this is a 6-part docuseries that takes you behind the scenes of the Disney theme parks, the animation studios, destinations, and even some of the toys that they make.
Number 2 on our watch list is Disney Gallery Star Wars The Mandalorian. And this is an 8-part docuseries all about the making and behind the scenes of The Mandalorian Season 1.
The third documentary that we want to watch next, and this one's actually been on our list for a while, is called The Waking of Sleeping Beauty. This one I'm going to read the description to you because it's kind of a long one and it's tricky to sum up, so I'm going to read the description that they give. Far from a fairy tale, Waking Sleeping Beauty is an unprecedented, eye-opening look at the conflict, drama, and tension that ushered in the second chapter of Disney's animation legacy. A decade of unparalleled creativity that included The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and The Lion King. Told by the people who were actually there, Michael Eisner, Jeffrey Katzenberg, Roy E. Disney, and many more, Waking Sleeping Beauty is behind the magic look at the people and circumstances that forever changed the face of animation. That one sounds really cool to me because it just is a little bit more about that, like kind of more the nitty-gritties of Disney animation versus just the kind of happy-go-lucky tales of what you would normally think happened at the Disney company.
Next on our watch list is the magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom, and this goes behind the scenes of all of the magic that happens at one of Disney's most beloved parks. This is an 8-part docuseries hosted by Josh Gad and will premiere on September 25th.
The last one that we wanted to share with you guys was one I actually found today, and it's called The Boys, the Sherman Brothers Story. This documentary tells the life story of the Sherman brothers, and if you don't know who they are, they have done all kinds of musicals, and basically they're a famous songwriting duo who did Mary Poppins, right?
Yeah, they did Mary Poppins. They also wrote many attractions at Disneyland and Disney World, such as Small World.
My fave.
Yeah. And the Sherman Brothers have such an influence on Disney music for years and years and years.
So I'm definitely excited to watch that one.
I am too.
We hope this video gave you guys a really great list of what you need to watch next on Disney Plus. But before you do that, make sure you check out our Dole Whip Copycat recipe video that'll be linked at the end of this video. That way you have a fun treat to eat while you watch these great movies.
And we'll be sure to link that video in the description below, as well as at the end of this video.
Make sure you subscribe for more ways of how you can bring Disney magic into your home. If you can dream it, you can do it. Now go create your ever after.